Alright, so in this tutorial I'm gonna go over creating this collage from all the photos being taken for project 1. Yep. So before even jumping into Photoshop, a couple of things. So for example, like on the desktop, to create a folder called I guess collage folder, and then in this collage folder to make 2 additional folders. One, you could call it horizontal, the other one you could call it vertical. And then so for example, in the horizontal, just like in the contact sheets, to create these where you know, horizontal images, basically landscape, to have them your best ones in the horizontal folder. And you probably, you know, if you put minimum like 5 of your best landscape images. This one here is just from the contact sheets, but probably like 5 is a good amount to kind of choose from. More the better, but like, you know, like 5 or 7. You want to name them like H1 for horizontal 1, horizontal 2, blah blah blah. Where's number 4? View, sort by name. Wait, yeah. Why are my numbers all jacked up? Sort by name, 1, 2, 3. So I'm missing 4. Anyhow, so these are the setup, right? It is trust me, you're gonna want to just name them, right? It's just a good workflow regardless, that will transition into more heavier software, design software like motion graphics or 3D or whatever the hell, right? Video editing. Just the naming itself and the organization, it will save you a world of stress, and just implies good workflow. So next one is the vertical, and to see them as pictures, you just right click, view, yeah, extra large icon, large icons, blah 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 blah. And as you can see, I labeled them. And for your vertical images, you also want to have them like the best ones, maybe like between like 5 or 7 of them, or more if you have. It all depends on, you know, when you go into the collage and start setting it up, everything will fall into play regarding, like, you know, the design elements in per picture. Like this has a strong vertical line and horizontal lines. This one has, you know, an image right here and shadows here. This one has vanishing lines, right? This one has really nice side stuff going on with the leaves, frames it really nicely. So they all each have their own special little attributes that could be, you know, worked into the overall collage. Yeah, so that's why having more is better than less. Anyway, that, and then I just saved the final collage PSD in here as well for now. Alright, and this is just a quick overview. So the images are, you know, kind of laid out like this. I'll show kind of how to approach it in a way, what to look for, how to work with things and whatnot. Regarding the space that we have allotted in here. Yeah. So, and then I have here the folders set up, vertical and horizontal, well, bars, meaning that there's a, you know, bars for each one and they're named. neat little thing too is that when I zoom in, you can see how they have a little beveling, right? Because they all have, the folder itself has a bevel and a boss and a gradient. So it's a neat little trick to be aware of and to apply and use. See? If I apply a bevel and boss and apply a gradient. See? So it's fun, it's neat. And then here's the pictures. See how they're named? Super, it just freaking helps. It really does, you know? Just telling out of experience. And also the pictures, they are smart objects. I want to encourage you to start using smart objects, converting them as smart objects. There's multiple other reasons why. Alright, so that's a quick overview. What I'm going to do is just close it out. And then I'm going to just make a new file. And in here, yeah, you can name it like, I'm just going to put my initials. Give me a break. Just freaking DSH. And then underscore collage. And then set this to pixels. Make sure artboard is not checked. Don't check artboard. And then pixels, and then here you want to put like 3500 by 3500, so that's just squared like that. The resolution is fine. We're not printing it. If this were to be printed, then yeah, you want this to be at least what, 300 or 150 resolution. But yeah, for now, since this is only web, it doesn't matter for resolution. Only for print, this is critical for print. Blah 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 blah. This stuff, leave alone. Default, hit create. Here we are. Okay, and then here's the background. For now, I'm gonna go in, file, open, and it's already going over here. It just remembers. And then collage folder. I'm gonna first, let's say I start off with vertical. Right click view, extra large. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll choose like this one. I like how the vanishing point is like that. I like how this line, right, it's reaffirmed with the columns, right, like that. So I like this. I want to open this, hit open. Here we are. And I'm gonna, from here, in order to put this into here, it's pretty straightforward, right? So all I do is here, I press V as in Victor, which is the move tool, and then I'm gonna left click onto it. But when I left click onto it, I don't let go of it. So I'm gonna left click on it, and then I'm gonna drag it over here. See how there's a plus sign? Now I'm gonna let go. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna zoom out a bit, holding Alt and middle mouse scrolling. This, I named it V10 for vertical 10. I'm gonna just immediately name it V10. Then I'm going to right click on it, convert to smart object, boom. Little things like this, like I said before, it will help a lot. Zoom out a bit, and then I'm going to do a Control T as in Tom, brings this up. And since this is a smart object, right, it will remember the sizing. So I'll do this. Alright, maybe I'll do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll start off here, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Something like that. If I click on side, and if I select it again, see if I get this error, cannot use the move tool. I need to auto select. I need to turn this on. I had it turned off before. Auto select. If I select it now it'll automatically select it. See? You know, I'll also turn back on the show transform so you can see that. There we go. And this, I want to place this right in the middle of the canvas. So in here, the dot 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 dot, set this to canvas. See, now it lights up. I'm gonna use this. There you go. Maybe I'll place it something like that. So I did that. What I'm gonna do next, Alt and middle mouse drag to zoom in a bit, and space bar, you hold the space bar and you left click and drag to kind of pan it. I'm gonna make my first vertical bar, one piece at a time. I'm gonna click on this little plus sign. I'm gonna name it L for left, vertical bar. And then I'm going to use this marquee tool, pressing M as in Mary. And I'm going to drag out here. Something like that, about the thick. And then with this layer selected and I made this marquee long rectangle, I'm going to press G as in George, which is this tool. If you do not see it, and if you only see gradient, right, let's say you only see this, you want to click and hold on it with your left mouse button, and this will pop up, and you choose paint bucket tool, and let's say I choose, I don't know, like just a shade of gray perhaps, and then stop. And then to get out of the tool, right, I can just first I can press like M as in Mary for the marquee tool. The reason why I chose the marquee tool again is that I can just click outside. See, left click, it makes the marching ants go away, and then I press V as in Victor. There. So this left vertical bar, this tool, I want to select it, I want to right click on it, I want to change it to a smart object. There. Yeah. Then I'm gonna grab this image and I'm gonna make it fit. I'm gonna zoom in, holding the Alt and mouse scroll, and then select this, zoom in, and then I'm gonna use the left arrow key to kind of tap it in, the left arrow key. So it's going into the framing vertical bar. There. Like this much. So I can see some of this. So I'm using the composition of the picture to help me place it into the scene. So far so good. And from there I noticed that on a side note, the image is kind of dark, right? And since this is a smart object, I can go in here and just double tap. Right. Double tap, hit OK. When I double tap it, it brought me into that actual smart object. This is inside of the smart object. And you know what, let me close this out here. I don't want to confuse. So this is a smart object. The previous image that I just closed was the literal JPEG image. So here it's named .psb, which means that basically it's a smart object. That's how I just interpret it as. And inside of the smart object, I'm gonna go right click, and then actually select it. And then I'm gonna add in here, I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm gonna choose exposure. And then I'm gonna make it a little bit brighter. There we go. Very nice. Like that. That's all I'm gonna do for now. I'm gonna hit Control S to save it. So it saved the smart object, what I done to it. Then I can close it. Now when I closed it, I'm back into the Reels file, the Photoshop file, and as you can see, it is brighter. Okay. With that said, next I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the vertical bar, and I recommend unchecking. I recommend pressing Control T as in Tom, and then unchecking this. Yeah, uncheck that because this is constrained. Anyhow, so I unchecked it. What I want to do is make a copy of it. Control C and then Control V as in Victor. Then I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna just name it R or right vertical bar. I'm gonna hold Shift, holding Shift and drag it and snap it. I left a little extra space. There. See, now it's completely flush. You have to be a little bit careful about that. This one's good. So I'm doing a space bar, holding space bar and left and right, dragging it, left mouse clicking, dragging to pan. So trust me, you do want to name these because you're going to start, on average you have multiple layers, and just naming it just helps out so much. I'm going to grab the right vertical bar and I'm going to do another copy and stuff. So I'm going to do Control C, Control V as in Victor. Then I'm going to just immediately name it top and horizontal, top horizontal bar. Now I'm going to see if I go up here and I have the move tool. It'll turn into this little double-sided arrow that's curved. That means I can rotate it. But before I even rotate it, I want to hold on Shift. While I'm holding Shift, then I'm going to rotate it. That gives me perfect rotation. Then I'm going to press V as in Victor. It won't let me. I can just click out here. That's the quickest way. In here. Grab it, hold Shift, drag it, snap it, zoom in, make sure that it is flush. Good. Grab this, do a Control C, Control V, name it bottom horizontal bar, hit enter, grab it, hold Shift, drag it, snap it, zoom in, take a look, good, good, good. Alright, so that's it. Then what I want to do is I want to grab these and just group it. Control G to group it, just the bars, the outer edges, outer frames. I guess I'll just name it, I don't know, outer frames, whatever. And then from there, I want to just copy bottom. No, I don't need a copy. I'm gonna lock it. Yeah. Then what I want to do next is make another layer. And then I want to press M for marquee. Zoom in. Now I want to place this underneath here, and then I want to make a box, so it's like something like but I'm not gonna make it too thick, maybe something like that. And then I'm gonna press G as in George, for the paint bucket, and I'm gonna fill it. Then I'm gonna press M as in Mary. I'm just gonna click outside to get rid of the marching ants. Then I'm gonna press V as in Victor, or move tool. I'm gonna name this horizontal bar 1. I'm gonna make this as a smart object. Smart object. I'm gonna press Control T as in Tom, and I have the chain link off, so that's good. And then that's about it. I'm gonna just nudge it with the left arrow, something like that. As you can see, it's thinner than the outer bars, but maybe I might want to make it a little bit thicker, just a little bit thicker. So thicker up and down. So I hold the V as in, I hold down Alt key. I'm gonna hover over here. I'm gonna pull and up, and this only works if I have this unchecked. If it's checked, it's going to jack it up longer and taller, which I don't want. Then click outside. There. I'm going to grab this. We do Control C, Control V as in Victor. I'm going to name this vertical bar 1. Then I'm going to hold, make sure I have V as in Victor. And then I'm going to hover over here, hold Shift, and rotate it. Then grab it and zoom in. There. But there's a little bit of this crap. Just gonna nudge it using the up and down arrow. You get way more control that way. Zoom out. I'm gonna grab it again. Obviously this has to be longer. So I hover over here, drag it down, like so, click outside. When you zoom out, sometimes it might look a little bit off, but if you zoom back in, you'll notice it's normal. Then, so I got my vertical and my horizontal. I'm gonna grab vertical bar, no, horizontal bar 1, Control C, Control V, place it here. I'm gonna name it horizontal bar 2. Zoom in. And I'm gonna, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Nice and snug. So I only put a little bit at a time in terms of how many bars I have and how many pictures I put in. You don't want to flood your collage with multiple pictures all at once. It will mess with your head, you know, because you'll be like frozen, not knowing what to do, what to place it. If you do one image at a time, it's just easier to work with, mentally easier to work with instead of being overwhelmed. I'm gonna go Control O as in Oreo, and let me see. I just double tapped it and made it smaller. Maybe I might place in a horizontal one now. You see how fast I can go in and pick and choose because of the folder organization. I'm going to the horizontal now. Right click, view, extra large. Maybe now I'll choose this one. I think I could play with this vanishing lines. Maybe I'll place this one over here. So I'm gonna hit open, and then I'm gonna left click on it. When I left click on it, I hold the left click, I drag it into here. Here I let go, boom. And I named it H10 I'm gonna immediately name it H10. Right click on it, convert to smart object. Now I'm gonna grab it and place it here. I place it underneath these bars. And here's the outer frame. Right. Then maybe I'll place it, I'll place this underneath H10 to be underneath V10. You see how me even naming things and calling them out by name, it helps to even communicate it better too. Anyway, so H10, which is this. I'm gonna do Control T as in Tom for the transforms. I'm gonna make sure to turn on the chain link back on and scale it in. Maybe grab it from here. Maybe like that. Perhaps. Maybe I'll scoot this over. See? And then maybe I'll do this. See how I'm playing with what I'm seeing right here and right here to kind of, you know, use what I see around me to establish the image better. So maybe I want this to be touching this line more. So maybe I'll just freaking pull on this. You know, and then maybe I'll kind of nudge it using the arrows. Like so. See what I'm doing? This line versus this over here. I don't want to go too high. Something like that. But I don't like this where it's maybe maybe I do this. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Nudge, nudge, nudge with my right arrow. Looking at this line here. Something like that. And I think I'm okay with that. What I want to do next is I'll make a copy of one of these. Or maybe I don't even need to do that. This vertical bar 1. I'm going to do Control T as in Tom. I'm going to uncheck the chain link. Then I'm going to grab it from here. I'm going to put it midway up here. You're going to want to place it in the middle. Don't just make it fit flush. Make it go over. There's other reasons why. So I did that. But you'll notice, obviously, there's this part here. What I can do is grab it, H10, and I'm going to apply a mask, a layer mask, which is this, the white box. I have the white box selected. I'm going to press M for marry, for the marquee tool. I make sure this is black color, and I'm going to just marquee across like this up to here. Again, the white box is selected. Black color is the foreground. Press G as in George for the paint bucket, and you'll notice here when I do this, see what happens? There we go. Press M for the marquee tool. Click outside to make it go away. Press V as in Victor, just for the move tool to make things safe in terms of being able to move things around or whatnot. There you go. So that's one setup. These lines though, I want this to be a little more like, hey, look at that, see it worked.